Hello everybody. It is Friday the 18th of March. I just had email conversations with my friend in which I was trying to explain a few things to her, and while I was explaining, the whole thing actually became an awful lot clearer yet again. You know, it's coming into focus. It's coming closer. You can see the details more clearly. That's what's happening to me. So, and I just thought I'd bring this new picture, this new clearer picture, again into a video for all. Now, she is talking about the Bible as saying, you know, the Bible is warning us that they have control through their system. And we call it the beast system. And actually to say the Bible is warning us is actually the wrong interpretation. What the Bible does, it is showing us what they are doing. It is a fact. Yeah, it is just conveying facts. What you do with those facts, that's up to you. There's your freedom. It shows us the level of their understanding. And for us to get out of slavery, we must be on the same level of understanding that they are. Because it is through knowledge. Knowledge gives power. See, they want power. They are it is in service of to have dominion over. So knowledge is power. So we must be on the same level of knowledge, on the same level of understanding as they are, in order so that they can't work it on us. So, as I said, it is not the structure that is creating a reality. It is you. The structure is creating in you an emotion. And according to that emotion, you know where you're at. So if you know yourself, you know your situation, you could be in the same situation like me sitting at this table. If I'm totally depressed, I'm seeing my situation here completely different as if I were on an emotion of joy. Something has created joy in me. I'd be in the same place at the same time. Nothing around me has changed, but my perception of it. And that perception is created by the emotion. So what their structures are doing is they are creating in us emotions. And according to those emotions, we know where we are at. And we say, and we know, their structures have no power over us as a whole. We know that. There's so many more of us than there is of them. Their structures can actually not hold us back. But as an individual, we don't know that. As an individual, we believe, we know that this has power over us. And it is that knowledge that means they rule over you. It is your own knowledge that gives them power to rule over you. You could change your knowledge. You could believe on this field and that anything is possible and that you are being given, which then their structures would have no power over you. As I said, you need to get there. But just to say how it's worked, and it's bringing me to Babylon again, because there was something really interesting happening. So, let's first go to to symbolism, because this is what this is. It's symbolism. It is creating an emotion in you, according to which you see reality. So I've heard of Rudolf Steiner, as I said, in the secret societies, they give you symbols to work with. And they ask you questions. And then you bring them the answer. So what do the symbols do in all of this? Shapes and colors create in us emotions. We have emotional responses to shapes and colors. So that means when you work with a symbol, it puts you onto a certain emotion. And there is great knowledge in that. You know, where they know what symbol would create what emotion. And just think how that has power over you. If they know that, they can create emotions in you. The power that is in that. So they create emotions in you, and according to your emotion, you get the answer. And again, in the Bible, it's also shown, like Joshua, that was the energy of fear, and you're getting answers according to fear. It leads you. Fear is a spectrum. They are all spectrums. It can lead you from strength, it gives you strength, to, if you're overcome by fear, you are in a complete fetal position and you can't move anymore. So then if you can control the energy inside of you, that is, you keep energy on a level of where it gives you strength, but in your enemy, you drive them into a fetal position. That will give you a great advantage, to say the least. But it is out of the knowledge of energies and what they work and how to produce them. Jesus, compassion. Now, again, it is not just how we interact with each other, but how we interact with the field as a whole, the Creator. Compassion does interact directly with the Creator, hence the miracles. That knowledge doesn't serve them. The will to have dominion, it doesn't serve them. But here, being driven all the way into compassion will leave you to a point where you are willing to self-sacrifice. Now there is a knowledge that will serve them. And if they know how to get you into compassion and lead you in compassion to the point where you blow yourself up somewhere, with the best of intentions. That is the knowledge they have, and that is the understanding we must gain. We are looking at the structures, and we think we tear down the structures, and they will build back better. They will build different structures, and those structures will do the same energetic work on us. It's not the structure, it's us. Our belief in the structure. Well, which brings me to Babylon, or the Whore of Babylon, and that actually shows the knowledge they gained. Now, the Whore of Babylon is the woman that rides the beast. The beast is the emotion. The animal is the emotion. And in the book it has 7 heads, so there are 7 different emotions which you can, and one of the emotions was slain, yet it survived. Was that compassion? So, the woman is the thought, is knowledge that rides the beast, that has control over the emotional energy. Yeah? And I tell you something, there's Jews that tell you should read Torah in Hebrew because the light emanates from the symbols, from the 22 letters of written Hebrew. The light is emanating from you. The symbols draw out your light. This is symbolism. You're looking at the symbols and it creates an energy in you. The symbols draw out your light, and according to your emotion, you read the text. Again, reading a story is the same situation again. If you're totally depressed reading something, you will only see darkness in it. And there's a very interesting fact that you can look up, because I looked it up a while ago. And that is that during that time in Babylon, the shape of the Hebrew letters changed dramatically. Written Hebrew changed during that time. The letters before, they were actually quite nice. They were like flowing. They were flowing. There were no sharp edges, very few sharp edges to them. During Babylon, they took on this really square shape. Yeah? So they are honest to God, and I mean, they are trapped in this as much as we are, most of them. They have no understanding of this. So, I mean, I hear Jews saying, going up against Babylon and Babylonian knowledge. And at the same time, they're telling you should read this text in Hebrew because the light comes from the symbols. If you read the text in those symbols, Babylon is messing with you. Big style. Which is why I sometimes thought that that is a reason why Paul did not write down his text in Hebrew, but in Greek. Different symbols. Maybe he knew, maybe he had knowledge of that. And maybe that is why he made the decision to write it down in Hebrew. So, in the end, it is a knowledge on the level of energy. The energy that we produce and what it works in this world, and how we react to energies that come toward us. And with that knowledge, they're messing with us. And for us to be in a state where we're not rational, is we must be driven to a point where we are in an extreme. Yeah? I mean, you can be in total euphoria, which is an extreme, dancing at the edge of a cliff. Yeah? And just because you are in euphoria and it's a great feeling does not mean that you are interpreting your situation correctly. Yeah? Because you're not. You are in great danger. But you're completely euphoric and you dance away at the edge of the cliff, how great it all is. And in extremes, when Jesus said overcome fear, and that is it, in extremes we overcome fear. Even in deep depression, you lose fear. You don't care anymore. In euphoria, you lose fear. And then you are no longer rational. There is a point where your emotions serve you. And that is the point you must get to, and we must ride the beast. We must have knowledge of the beast. And it's funny, because when I started all this, the thought has come to me so often, it's like riding a wild horse. But there's one last thought I want to bring, and that is how to ride this horse. Again, the will of dominion says you have total control over this horse. You have knowledge of it, and you make it do what you want it to do. That is what they do. You are in total control. You have dominion. over your emotions. And I had this picture in my head of riding a horse through the wilderness, yeah? So the thought is riding on the emotions through the wilderness. And suddenly your horse spooks, yeah? And you say, I'm in control. I want to go forward. Bloody stupid animal. You just stick your heels into its side and make it go forward. But does the horse have a knowledge of its own? I mean, your emotions are your knowledge of connectivity, of a sense of what is around you. A horse would sense something, even if it can't see it, even if you can't see it. So should you listen to the horse? I mean, you can look around, and sometimes it's, a horse can spook at something that you could overcome, or it's not a big danger. Then you can ensure the horse, give your strength to the horse and say it's fine, go forward. Or you might see something that you did not see before, but the horse sensed before you could see it. So it is then not a case of having dominion over your emotions, but cooperation between what the rational mind knows and the emotion sense. A conversation between the two of them. It gives you its knowledge, and you give back to it what you know. And then between the two, in the heart, that's where they come together. Balance in the heart. And there the true knowledge lies then between the two of them. Anyway, I will leave it at that. But this is what we need to do. And that is taking control of ourselves. Knowledge of ourselves would be a fine thing. And there's the thing, he said, my people will die from lack of knowledge. Knowledge of ourselves. We don't know what we're doing. The understanding of our own energies. And that's the understanding that they have. That it is the understanding of energies, how to manipulate them. The Whore of Babylon. The one that started riding the beast, that got control over the emotions, understanding of how to control the emotions, and then use it for dominion and to get riches, and not to benefit life. Well, other than their own. Anyway, I leave it at that, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.